Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, this article is a doozy. This has to do with Thanksgiving and how people, families get together and meet. And when politics get in the middle of the conversation, it can turn deadly, such as this one. An argument over an NFL anthem kneeling leads to father shooting son on Thanksgiving Day. This is by Chris Quick out of Yahoo Sports. So, all those people who say that, oh, it's not that big of a deal, uh, politics, let's leave this out of the conversation. It can never get that heated. Well, you might want to think again. And looking at this article right here, you see Colin Kaepernick. He started the protest, protesting of racial injustice in 2016. So, a North Carolina man was arrested after shooting his son on Thanksgiving after an argument broke out about the NFL players kneeling during the national anthem, according to the CBS 17. A George Louis Valencia La Madrid, 51 years of age, was charged with assault with a deadly weapon after shooting his 21-year-old son in the hand and the leg after a family argument that had escalated. The incident occurred as the family was sitting down to have Thanksgiving dinner, and La Madrid's 21-year-old son reportedly got into a fight with his older brother concerning the players kneeling during the anthem. Witnesses told the police and the victim that the victim had been drinking heavily throughout the day, and La Madrid asked the 21-year-old to leave the house. He did not leave the house, and the fight began between two brothers and became very physical. So at that point, La Madrid attempted to break up that fight, and when he realized that he couldn't do that, La Madrid got his shotgun. The argument continued, it escalated to progress on, according to CBS 17, and different family members were asked to leave, and the patio furniture was being thrown. Eventually, that led to the 21-year-old son throwing a water bottle at La Madrid. The water bottle hit La Madrid in the face, causing him to squeeze the trigger on his shotgun, he told the police. And so that was his side of the story. So La Madrid's son was treated for non-life-threatening injuries at the hospital. So La Madrid was arrested and bonded out of jail. So the San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick started kneeling during the national anthem in 2016 to a protest of racial injustice and inequality, the people of color. And so Kaepernick was joined by other players, and some of whom continue to protest to this day. So Kaepernick was not signed by a team after he became a free agent following the 2016 season. Okay, so this article was by Chris Quick, who is a writer for the Yahoo Sports. And so this right here is not uncommon. There's been a lot of heated debates and discussions during the gatherings, such as the Thanksgiving. And so a lot of it started happening when President Donald Trump was elected. And there was a lot of heated discussions on, different political issues and hot button topics, having to do with Roe versus Wade, uh, different issues having to do with whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, or which side of the fence you're on, what political stance you have, and topics like these, kneeling for the flag and the NFL anthem kneeling that leads to this incident here, the father shooting of his son. on Thanksgiving Day. Now, how low can you go on that one? You know, your family members fighting. Mm, mm, mm. You know, it gets really bad when it gets to the point where you can just reach for a gun and shoot your own family members. That should tell you something, how heated these discussions can get. And so when family members can't get along on these issues, just think about strangers, what it would be like. And we already know when you go on social media how sometimes people get in the hot button topics and issues and they have debate online. And sometimes it can get physical. They tout each other's whereabouts and where to meet, and then they start threatening one another. There were some situations where people were like that. Well, meet me here, meet me there. You know, we'll hash it out. And it turns violent, it turns deadly. But what do you think about this issue? I don't think this issue will go away, I can tell you that. And more of these issues are going to happen because there are a lot of people that have their own way of belief and their opinions, and they stick to them. And some people are very set in their ways, very stubborn, and they don't want to see other people's points of views and even hear other people's points of views. I can understand you when you disagree with somebody, but to reach for a shotgun, does it really take all of that? But you see some people, what extremes they will go to prove their point, especially on political issues such as this. Your thoughts, comments, and feedback on this? I don't believe it is going away, and I believe there's going to be much more protesting, especially with all of the things that have been happening more recently. You know, some people are protesting whether the border should be closed, whether it should be open. You know, some people are fighting over there at the border, and so there's issues with that. I've heard talks where the President Trump said that he was going to close the border indefinitely. I don't know if he could do that, but it has gone to that extreme. So it almost sounds like you won't even be able to travel out and go anywhere. That you would be vetted. If you come back, you'll be vetted. You got to have the proper identification because if you don't, you might not be able to get back. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening.